We're back live with New Year's Rockin' Eve presented by YouTube. It's the biggest party on the planet, so we've got a group that's taken the planet by storm. They're ready to perform two of their hits for the millions here in New York City and the other millions around the globe. Times Square, are you ready for BTS?
When people talk about BTS, one word comes up more than almost any other: authentic. Fans say BTS feels real, honest, emotionally open. They feel like more than just idols. They feel like actual people growing up in real time, navigating pressures and triumphs alongside their fans. At the same time, BTS is also one of the most carefully orchestrated, strategically built brands in modern music history. Every comeback has a concept. Every era has a visual language. Even their casual moments somehow still feel consistent, cohesive, intentional. So that raises a really interesting question. Not a hostile one. Not a gotcha. Just a curious one. Is BTS actually authentic? Or are they just exceptionally well-branded? And here's the more uncomfortable truth. Those two things might not cancel each other out at all. Why BTS feels so real to people? First, let's acknowledge why fans believe BTS is authentic. From the beginning, BTS tackled topics most idols avoided: fear of failure, anxiety, burnout, feeling lost, pressure from expectations, and even struggling with identity. Their music reflected real struggles, not just aspirational or romanticized versions of life. Songs like The Last, Young Forever, and Spring Day explore longing, mental health, and the desire to find purpose. And this emotional honesty wasn't a late career revelation. It's been there since day one. They didn't suddenly become deep as they matured. They grew up publicly, and their evolution feels natural rather than staged. That long-term consistency builds trust, and trust is a huge part of why authenticity feels believable. The role of shows and behind-the-scenes content. A huge part of why BTS feels authentic goes beyond their music. It's the sheer volume of non-music content. Shows like Run BTS, In the Soop, Voyage, and Are You Sure? Give fans unprecedented access to the members' personalities in ways that most artists don't. And the brilliance of these shows isn't just in the access, it's in what they reveal without overexposing. Take Run BTS. At first glance, it looks like pure chaos. Games, punishments, pranks, and playful competitions. But the show actually reveals personalities naturally. You see J-Hope getting competitive, Jin teasing everyone with dad humor, RM carefully strategizing, or V just zoning out hilariously. These moments aren't scripted lines, they're reactions, and they're what make the group feel human. Then there's In the Soop, which is essentially a slow, relaxing, almost meditative escape. No pressure, no games, no forced humor. Just BTS sitting in a cabin, fishing, cooking, walking, reading. On the surface, it's quiet, even boring, but that's the point. It shows vulnerability in stillness. You get a sense of what they're like when the world isn't watching closely, and yet it's all still polished enough to communicate mood and personality effectively. Voyage offers something similar, traveling together, solving small challenges, and revealing moments of stress, humor, and bonding. Meanwhile, Are You Sure? Is newer, but it also builds that intimate connection through casual, unscripted interactions. All of these shows give fans hours of access that other artists simply don't provide. And while fans feel like they're seeing raw BTS, it's all presented in a way that protects the members while still feeling real. Curated doesn't mean fake. Now, here's an important point. The curated nature of BTS content often gets misinterpreted. At this level of fame, nothing is completely unfiltered. And that's a good thing. Total chaos at BTS level wouldn't feel authentic, it would feel destructive. Instead, what BTS offers is controlled access. They show emotion, but don't unravel publicly. They open up, but they don't overshare. They're vulnerable, but not self-destructive. Even in a show like In the Soop, where the whole concept is rest in nature, what you see is still carefully framed to show personality without overstepping. That's intentional, not fake. Authenticity doesn't require total exposure. It requires truth that's sustainable, shared in a way that the person can consistently stand behind. The parasocial connection. We also need to talk about the fan connection, because this is where the line between authenticity and branding can get blurry. BTS has one of the strongest emotional bonds with their fanbase in modern pop culture. And yes, that's carefully cultivated, but again, not in a manipulative way. It's more about consistent presence and connection. Between Weverse posts, long handwritten letters, live streams, shows, and documentaries, fans feel included. They feel like they know the members, and that familiarity creates trust and loyalty. Parasocial relationships exist with almost every celebrity, but BTS handled theirs differently. Instead of chaotic oversharing, scandal-driven intimacy, or unpredictable drama, there's structure and rhythm. Fans know when content is coming, what tone to expect, and how members are presenting themselves. That predictable intimacy is part of why BTS feels authentic. Why BTS doesn't feel manufactured like others. Many pop acts feel fake because the management changes faster than the artist. One day there's a new image, new personality, new values, new story. That kind of rapid reinvention feels jarring. BTS hasn't done that. The core has stayed remarkably stable. Same 7 members, same group dynamics, same underlying themes. Their growth has been natural, gradual, and believable. Even if you compare Run BTS episodes from 2015 to 2025, you recognize the group instantly. That continuity builds trust, and trust is essential to perceived authenticity. Even the playful competitiveness, the teasing, or the small arguments feel natural because the foundation, their personalities, their relationships, remains constant. Branding as a tool, not a mask. Here's the thing. Branding isn't about lying. It's about coherence. BTS's brand provides the framework that holds authenticity together. It's why In the Soop feels calm instead of boring. It's why vulnerability in shows like Run BTS or Voyage feels sincere instead of overwhelming. It's why their emotional arcs in music and documentaries feel earned rather than staged. Branding in this context preserves authenticity rather than diluting it. Are the members real people? Absolutely. They're human beings with emotions, desires, and personalities. Are they also public figures operating within responsibilities, contracts, and systems? Of course, and those two realities coexist. BTS didn't erase authenticity to build a brand. They built a brand capable of sustaining authenticity over a decade of intense scrutiny and massive global growth. Why this matters beyond BTS. In today's celebrity culture, audiences often expect total rawness, constant transparency, constant availability, constant emotional exposure. Oversharing gets rewarded and boundaries get questioned. BTS offers a different model: selective openness, long-form storytelling, emotional honesty without constant exposure. Their shows, their music, their social media presence, all of it demonstrates that you can be human, emotional, and sincere while still maintaining boundaries. That balance is rare, and it's part of what makes them feel authentic. So, is BTS authentic or just perfectly branded? The answer, both. BTS is authentic because they're perfectly branded, not in a manipulative way, but in a protective, sustainable way. The system didn't erase sincerity, it preserved it. And that might be why, even after years of intense fame and pressure, people still believe them. Maybe authenticity isn't about having zero filter. Maybe it's about choosing honesty carefully and building a structure strong enough to support it long term. BTS didn't fake being real. They learned how to stay real in an industry that usually makes that impossible. And that might be their most impressive achievement of all. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let me know what artist or group you'd like to explore next. I'm also curious what you think. Can authenticity exist inside branding, or does one always cancel the other out? Let's talk in the comments.